Good evening, gentle listener, and welcome to Distractible. This episode, massacring Mark threatens a micro-knifing, plays a trailer, points out plume boom poisoning and butthole biology. Bizarre Bob gets goosey, and aged Anus doesn't get wood, recollects eating chalky octopi and tungsten tootsies. Whittling Wade talks melting piles and crouching crabs, antagonizing the Arbiter and Riz's radiologist. From dominating Cincinnati to crispy babies. Yes! It's time for Mark Prepared for This. Now sit back and prepare to be distracted and enjoy the show.
I pretty much assume that if you're somewhere where you're like on a voice call and it's being transmitted, there's no reason to think that that's not being watched if someone really wanted to. Like, I know they're end-to-end encrypted services, which Riverside Super is not, as far as I know. But even then, it's like, it's all managed by someone. Some greasy code monkey somewhere has a computer where they could just pull it up if they so chose.
The only way to get a secure connection is to own the fiber from one point to the other. And what I discovered recently is AT&T offers that as a service. They will run the fiber from one to another place, a new line all the way using old conduits and stuff, but a new line all the way from one building to another to do that. And I asked, like, why would that be for? And they said, like, police stations do it all the time. Secure government buildings do it all the time because they need no one to be able to get in that or have any other. So AT&T or whoever does the internet, they build it and then they hand off all the equipment. So it is a thing that can be done. We just don't have anywhere close to the resources to be able to do that.
How expensive would a cross-country distractible fiber line be?
Oh,
probably in budget, right?
We need a few more sponsors, but we'll get there.
If you lived in Cincinnati, then we would just need cross a couple county lines.
Fiber One, secure, yes. Delicious, no.
Well, Fiber One's tasty.
Not the one that we're using for our connection.
I don't think that's Fiber One. I think that's just regular. You know what?
Was that quoting a commercial? Or
Yeah,
was
it's
that
the Fiber One, Fiber Brownies. Is that D2 steel you're shining in my face? Get that bullshit out of here.
It's just on my desk now. It's not serving any purpose except being on my desk.
Bowling Green State University ass steel. Get that out of here.
Is this the episode? Are we going? Is this it?
Yeah, we're going.
This is like the weirdest SNL cold open that's ever happened.
Anyway, hi. You've been listening for a little bit, but welcome to Distractible. This is the podcast that you love, or else you're gonna get a face full of this. Just like me and my 22. It's very threatening and deadly.
I don't know. I swear to God, people who are into guns just selectively hear things. Because on the subreddit, you in no uncertain terms, you were like, I am never going to even aim this at another living thing. I do not own any of these for any purpose other than shooting paper or wood or whatever, metal targets. And all of the very first, everyone heard Mark say the word gun and rushed to the subreddit and was like, you're never going to kill someone with that, Mark. You gotta get a full ticket. Don't worry.
You're never going to kill someone. I know how to kill someone. You got to get a 9mm. If you want to kill as many people as quickly as possible, 9mm.
Don't worry, I'm getting tweets of like, we got to get Mark in touch with a gun guy. I know one.
You got to get Mark out to Demo Ranch so he could blow up some M4A1 Abrams' tanks with his... no, it's like they only heard the two first words you said and then none of the rest of the discussion, but...
Yeah, it was a bunch of seagulls that heard, gun, 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 gun. And like, what was hilarious about it is that is the... every single person who made a big like essay about that. And I respect the trying. That's fine. I'm not blaming that. But every single one of them said the exact same thing that the people in the gun store said. The exact same. It was like I was at the gun store again, like, oh, yeah. Great.
That's all the same account? It's the same dude, different accounts?
No. That's just, that's how it is. Yeah, you just like, you say, and you're like, I'm just doing this to take a training course. Okay, I won't be able to stop someone. There's videos of people being shot 10 times. It's still charging. It's like, okay, that's...
Mark, you don't understand. Your gun is so small, it actually speeds them up if they come after you.
Yeah. Actually just pisses them off and triggers an adrenaline response, which makes them even harder to deal with.
Also, man, I forgot the intro. Sorry, my eyes have been real itchy lately. It's not like there's any allergen in the air. It's just my eyes are super dry and itchy.
Yeah, it's not like there's a bunch of ash or smoke or anything around where you're at.
Well, it's for the most part, it's starting to get better. I mean, obviously, it's still a concern for a while.
I mean, the air quality's still got to be kind of bad, though, right? I mean,
It's not terrible. It's
Dry, clear eyes.
they say it's it's gonna be not great for a while, but it's not deadly to go outside.
it's not 320 whatever AQI,
But that's not to play it down. If you are in an area that has it, be aware that air quality can get messy. I'm gonna give you the segue point.
man. God. Okay, good.
So I'm just watching Bob die every time he takes a sip of his drink.
I'm intrigued about this drink, but man, that's tartar than just a lemon is. Jesus Christ.
I don't think we're going to be sponsored by that drink company anytime soon.
I didn't say that. I did show it on camera. Blur it out. I know no aspersions. Hey, if it works, I'm into it. But
I wouldn't mind a drink that just tasted awful, and that's why they made Red Bull. They were like, we wanted it to not taste great and taste more like medicine so that people thought it worked, because there is some psychology to that. My problem is I actually like taste. We're not sponsored by Red Bull.
no, yeah, it's like cigarettes or something, right? Like they don't taste good, but once you get past the first part and you get into the caffeine, you're like, oh God, oh, it's delicious. Oh, I need the Red Bull. It burns so good. The burning means it's working.
We got to do small talk first. By the way, this is the podcast where I'm the host because I won last week, and then Bob and Wade are here going to compete to be the next host next week or in 4 days or whenever it is.
Several days from now.
All of you with your Unisana style tick-tocking countdown clocks of when the next episode's come up. You tell us exactly how many hours and seconds and minutes it is. But hey, how are your lives doing?
Good. I saw a funny goose today. Not a silly goose, but a funny goose. It's really not even that good of a story. It just was such a weird little moment. I was in the car driving, and I was like in a parking lot waiting to turn onto the main road. So I'm just sitting there, and next to the driveway, it's a puddle because it's been snow melting, and so it's not even a pond. It's like several inches of water, and there's a goose sitting next to it. And I just look over because I'm like bored, and the goose out of nowhere just goes and submerges his entire head halfway up his neck in the water. And for a second, it's just like, yeah, and then just lifts his head back up and is like, nothing happened. There are not fish in that puddle of water that is on the media. I don't know if that's a normal goose thing or whatever, but I just saw that happen and I was just like, fucking, did anyone else see that? What the fuck?
Your living Untitled Goose Game.
I've been thinking about that goose all day. Can't get him out of my head. No idea if that's normal goose stuff or what. Just weird.
I mean, it's probably normal. I have no idea, though. I don't know gooses too well.
Gooses?
Gooses.
I don't know gooses either.
Geeses. Geese Jesus.
Jesus. He flied for our sins. South.
Guys, I've been reading. I already told you that. Guys, I've been playing video games, and you'll never... No, wait, already been over that. Guys, it finally warmed up in Cincinnati, and that's been really nice, though I think it's gone again now.
It's cold again today.
But we had like a day where it was almost 60 degrees.
It was almost 70 yesterday.
Whoa.
Like 67 degrees outside. It was amazing.
And despite that, we still have a giant block of snow from where it was like shovel plowed in like one big pile. It's gone everywhere. For this one stupid pile, it's just still there.
Isn't that funny how that works?
Yeah, it's also sad and tragic.
It's just snow, man. Why is it?
Yeah,
You all
why is it
right?
tragic?
No, because I'm so tired of
This is the most devastating thing he saw.
I'm so tired of snow, man. I'm used to Cincinnati. We get like a dusting. It lasts 2 days, goes away. And I'm like, that's good for me. This like 3 weeks of snow has been awful. And now that it's all melted, there was a square patch that we shoveled of grass so the dogs had a place to go use the restroom. Now that the snow's melted, it is green everywhere except this one patch. Looks like the fucking bone lands or whatever they're called in The Lion King, where it's just like dead and brown and sad. And it's like, man, I guess dog urine and shit really isn't as good for the yard as I thought. I was like, oh, they're watering the plants. How nice of them. It looks terrible.
It's the pee. Pee has ammonia in it. Plants don't like that. The poop is good.
You can tell the one square that they've been using because, man, oh man, is the grass just not good there. Lot of piss.
It's fascinating because your dogs are tiny. So I, in my mind, your entire yard, any woods nearby is just devastated, like toppled trees, somehow piles of dung, like a Jurassic Park when the guy goes like, "That's a big pile of shit." That uncovered by the snow. Is this just like a square this big, or?
No, it's probably like a good 12 by 4 section of grass.
12 by 4 what?
Feet?
Put that in meters.
No. But I will tell you this. I went out there a couple times and I cleaned up the dog poop in that section so that way it wasn't just all a slab of shit. There are muscles apparently that you use whenever you crouch and walk around in a crouched position that I don't...
Told that story.
He said that, yeah.
Well, I still feel it. I don't really.
That's a negative point.
I won't take away a point for that, but you have told that. You're on thin ice, though.
Don't say ice. No, anything
You're
else.
on thin sunshine.
I don't know. I mean, we've not been going out a whole lot because it's been shitty weather. So
You don't do anything?
No. I've been reading, playing games, doing stupid house. I mean, you want to hear about tax documents? It's that season. Nothing exciting and fun.
Man, that is sad. I'm sorry, man.
Hey, I'm content.
Have you tried getting into knives?
No, I used one on a steak last week, though.
What was it made out of?
Well, it was in this wood block with a bunch of other handles, and I pulled one out, and I was like, yep, that's a knife. And I cut the steak, washed the knife. That was it.
I will tell you, though, I used, that sharpener that I obliterated last week?
Yeah.
I actually used it. I read the guide, and I used it on my kitchen knives, which I've known have been dull forever. Like, I have those colored, like, Cuisinart shitty cheap knives.
You still have those same ones?
I have
remember
those, yeah.
those. Okay.
And they're horrifically dull, like horrendously dull. They're very old. But I used the sharpener, and it took a while to get like the actual consistent angle going. Most of the time it would go, and I'd jostle all over the place. But once I got it and I actually used oil, it started working. And my God, they're sharp again. I honestly...
Hold on, rewind.
Yes, wait, are you all right?
I'm confused. You got a knife sharpener. You were using it on your sniper knife or your D2 knife.
I scraped it once across there, and I was like, it's probably already sharp. I don't need to ruin it with my...
You broke the thing open, found the instructions.
Yeah.
And then you used the sharpener on other knives, and those knives got sharper.
I'm deducting a point for just antagonizing me, and this is not fair. Look, I'm trying to put it out there. How many knives have you sharpened, okay?
One, it was a shitty little whittling knife whenever I was whittling some, okay, what's that wood called? Like got like a pink ore. Smells funny.
I don't know things about wood. Sorry.
Oh man, I was a kid when I did it, so I don't remember. It was like a piece of wood that my grandpa had given me to whittle away at, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And I literally just did not do anything other than whittle it down to like the core. But like the end of it, it was like a piece of wood about you. It was not that thick, but the very middle of it was kind of like a purpley color, and it had like a fun scent to it.
So let me get this straight. Your grandpa gave you a knife that was designed for carving wood away, and then he gave you some wood. And then you used the knife to carve wood off of the wood.
But the knife needed sharpened at one point, so I got a sharpener, and I sharpened the knife so I could continue to sharpen the wood.
But what was the sharpener? Was it a sharpener, or was it just the thing in the knife block?
Was it a whetstone? Was it a honing steel? Because that's not a sharpener. What kind of thing was it?
It was like a little round thing that I went shink, shink.
That's called a honing steel.
I honed in on it.
So you didn't sharpen. So that's the thing. This is why it's mind-blowing to me, and I feel like your antagonistic attitude is not recognizing this, because it took me a while before I realized that wasn't a sharpener. That's just to get rid of any like excess shavings of metal that have flaked off from the various things you've cut over time. But with a sharpener, this sharpener was $20. I've always, my entire life, been like, when a knife goes dull, that's just it. And for some reason, I've never connected the idea that I could make a tool that I have last much longer than I could ever imagine. And I knew with like hammers and shit like that, like those tools, you could do that. But for some reason, knives to me were always like, oh man, I can't do anything once it's dull. But it took me 5 minutes, and I did the paper test, and suddenly my kitchen knife that I'd had for 5 years and never sharpened it once could just slice through paper like that. I was like, holy shit, it worked.
They sell guidebooks at like even like gas stations or convenience stores.
Nah, I got this. I got the scroll. What do you mean? I don't need that.
Well, yeah, you got the scroll, but you open it up and it's like all pictures, and it makes your tool last longer. It's called like a dick hardener or something. I think they call it Playboy.
Wait, I need to write this down. What was it called?
A dick hardener.
All right, do I ask for that, or
That's for knives, or
It's for your tool.
is that like a brand name, or is that just generic?
is it named after a guy, Mr. Hardener?
You guys are asking a lot of questions I don't know the answer to.
But anyway, you could get into knives.
It's a thing. Well, that's the thing about knives, right? People think, well, I don't know if people think this. I thought for a long time, like, oh, well, why would you pay $200 or $500 for a kitchen knife when you could just get one for $50 that seems to work pretty well? And yes, you can sharpen cheap steel to like a razor's edge. You can sharpen it to within whatever you want, depending on how patient you are. But the more expensive knives, the thing is that they hold that edge better. They have different characteristics about the steel. It's like a very voodoo mystery magic kind of thing to me. I know it's not because it's science, but all the different kinds of steel, like you were saying when you bought your D2 steel knife, you were like, I don't know. I want a metal one. It's a whole world. And it is interesting.
It is crazy. Yeah, I have no idea what steel those knives are made out of, because they're like, the blade is coated as well, so it's colored from handle to the edge of the blade, except for where it's worn through.
Didn't they have like white blades or something? White ceramic?
It's blue, orange, green, yellow.
Oh, the whole thing is colorful. That's right.
Yeah, everything's a different color. But yeah, even those can be sharpened, even if they don't hold their edge as long as anything else. It's not rusty, so I just shaved. Wait, you can eat those. You don't have to be secretive.
He's not being secretive at all. He keeps holding the bag up on screen for some reason.
Are you sponsored by Skyline?
Yeah, are you a Skyline streamer now?
I want to be. I'm trying.
Okay, all right. I have something. Remember the Segway, right? Bob's Segway that he made before. Do you remember what it was about?
I think it was mine.
No, it's under Bob. All right, I'm gonna play this. You tell me if you hear it.
Doesn't something smell a little off to you?
It's too loud?
It's a little loud, but yeah, I do hear it.
Hold on, sorry. Back up. Pretend you didn't hear that. All right, here we go. Ready? Are you ready?
No, don't do it again.
Doesn't something smell a little off to you? Hey, do you smell something?
Well, that's a weird smell. I don't know what it is.
Have you ever felt a chill run up your spine?
Well, it was like something tapped me on the shoulder, but when I turned around...
Get ready to forget everything you know about everything.
Guys, I'm still smelling something weird. A whole city of people just turning round and round endlessly. All right, if someone doesn't say they're smelling what I'm smelling, I swear I'm...
Oh my god. What happened to the moon?
You expect me to believe we're surrounded by gases that we cannot see? I know what clouds look like. Those aren't clouds!
Welcome to the show that was formerly known as Don't Look Up, but we were sued by some dumbass in a movie studio. This is It's in the Air. Viewer discretion is advised.
So, when I told you I was late because I was working on a thing...
Mark, it's so good.
Great. Sorry, it was so loud. I tried to do a hack to get it to play for you guys. I was pretty sure.
Yeah, Mark was late to the recording today because he was working on this. I think I'm understanding why Iron Lung's taking a while.
Damn.
Look, guys, I'm not gonna lie.
He spent 3 days on this.
So I'm not gonna lie. I spent so long working on this morning, I didn't come up with an idea for the episode. I did this because I was like, I'm going to bring up the small thing during small talk. This will be a funny way to do it because I haven't done one of these in a while. And I had a bunch of I had a bunch of problems with the software because I haven't done it on this computer in a while. And so I had to reinstall DaVinci and all my software. So anyway, did you?
That admission actually gave me a headache. My brain could not comprehend.
The reason I wanted to bring this up was because of lead.
I turned around and there it was. Lead-based paint.
No, I want because I wanted it to be a small anecdote because it was off of the people that were talking about, because I got lead-free bullets, right? And there were some people that were still very flippant about it. Right? Some people were just like, I think the California got to him, afraid of lead. So what I want to do first is there's a couple points up for grabs, and I'm going to ask you a few questions back to back. All right, Wade. How much lead do you think is in the human body naturally, as in used in biological processes or in proteins or things like that?
Oh, a nanofoot?
Wrong. Bob?
Some very small amount, like 20 parts per million or something.
Wrong. Zero lead is used in any biological process in the human body at all. It is not found in any protein. It's not found in any cell structure naturally occurring. It's found in the human body, but just because of environmental exposure.
It's found in the feet, right? Because that's why people hit the gas really hard. They have a lead foot.
It's actually an outdated saying. It's cooler and more modern to say you have a tungsten foot. It's very dense.
As long as it's not talc.
I'm giving you a point, but I'm not happy.
You don't want that talc foot.
All right, okay, so you both got that wrong. Bob, I'm going to ask you this. How many mammals do you think are out there that use lead in any biological process in any part of their body?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and guess 0, given the nature of your questions.
That's correct.
That's false. The whale.
No.
Doesn't tie there. Okay.
This is a mammal, yeah, but... Okay, so 0 mammals. All right, cool. Yeah, there is no mammal out there, from the tiniest mouse to the biggest elephant, that uses lead in any biological function, in any way, shape, or form. Okay? Wade, how many living things on this planet, from bacteria to anything else floating around, fungus, plant life, anything, uses lead in any biological process in their body?
0.
There is not a living thing that is, by the definition of living, on this planet that uses lead in any biological process. Therefore, that's what nature thinks of lead, because lead in any amount is toxic. This is not hearsay. This is fact. Lead is toxic in any amount because it interferes with biological processes. It mimics calcium, so your body absorbs it, goes into the blood-brain barrier. There is nothing that wants lead. There's lead resistant, like bacteria out there. There's lead accumulating things that will draw it in more than other things. But there's no actual living thing out there that uses lead for anything in this cellular life that we have. So what I'm trying to say about that is people seem to have this misconception about lead, in that there's an okay amount to have. It's all right. And yes, we are completely exposed to it because of the industrial society that we live in, because of mining, incidental things get in the water. And yes, we are all still alive, even if we have a small amount of lead in there. But people who are talking about shooting don't realize that there is not just lead in the bullet. It's not about the lead in the bullet. There is lead in the primer. Lead, I think it's called lead staphylinate.
Is this entire episode just to get back at the gun people who told you to get lead bullets?
No, this was supposed to be a small talk thing. The rest of the episode, I have no fucking idea what I'm going to pull out of my ass for it. But I want to reiterate that this is not a casual thing. And there is, with modern primers that don't have lead in it and modern bullets that aren't lead based, yes, it's a little more expensive, but also there are advances in these things that get them better. And when you fire a bullet, the primer, which is like either in a rim fire, it's around the rim, or if it's center fire, it's in the center primer thing, that lead goes into the air because it's combusted into its gaseous form. And so you have lead in every single shot. And yes, if you have a lead exposed bullet, the heat will melt some of it and cause some vapor. The vast majority of it is from the primer. But both are not good. Lead just isn't good. And it's especially bad for children whose brains are still developing, whose bodies are still developing, whose systems are still developing and growing. Lead gets in the system. It can leach into your bones because it mimics calcium. It will eventually, if you get exposed to it for a long enough period of time, your bones will start to absorb the lead, and it will then leach into your body throughout the entirety of the time that your bones...
And turn you into Wolverine.
No.
Kind of like opposite Wolverine. Get the floppiest bones in existence.
Heavy bones, but really malleable. It's good stuff. Yeah, I just want to say very clearly that I'm not California crazy just because I don't like lead. Lead is pretty much universally understood by most of the scientific community as not good to have around. There used to be leaded gasoline. Why do you think it all says unleaded now?
Now, hold on. I think we withdrew from the scientific community.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
That one, you're really right about that one.
Now we've got Ledo Pebbles, Ledo Puffs, Leadfuls.
Anyway, that's all I wanted to say about that. Is like lead is actually bad. It's not a political statement to say lead. There's no manliness from firing lead bullets. It's not about that.
Well, there is, because Grandpappy told me there is.
You're right, Grandpappy.
I did a search, Mark, and not to contradict you, but it seems like lead is malleable, resistant to corrosion, otherwise not good for anything. So I think I'm corroborating you.
Since we're talking about lead, and since I don't know anything about the thing you're talking about, I always thought it was really fucking unhinged that water pipes were made of lead for a long time. And I didn't know until... I don't know. It was a while ago now, but at some point I did learn they were lead pipes lined with stuff. And that's why when they put them in, everyone wasn't just immediately getting lead poisoning. But that's also why there are so many communities in our country now that you can't drink tap water, or if you do drink tap water, you get lead poisoning, which leads to horrific long-term effects in children and in adults. Because it turns out when you line the thing with some other thing, the lining just wears off eventually. And so you just have your water literally flowing through pipes made of toxic metal.
Except lead. If you line it with lead, it resists the corrosion.
Yeah, no, lead-lined lead pipes. Liner never wears off. That's a true thing.
And yeah, there's still many pipes to this day in America and throughout the world that are lead. And in America, you saw it in Flint, Michigan. Well, they had other problems too, but one of it was, there was lead in the pipes.
As far as I understand it, it's still not fixed in Flint, Michigan either. There are communities around the country that are in the exact same spot as Flint. Flint got a lot of news coverage. It's not like someone swooped in and fixed it. There just is lead everywhere. And it's just a huge thing that's not going away. But it's pretty wild. I get why lead was easier to make pipes out of, because it's malleable and non-corrosive and all that stuff Wade keeps saying. Makes sense. But also, it's poison. There's the similar reason that brake pads aren't made out of asbestos.
Oh, that'd be a lot cheaper.
You have no idea. You can make them at home if you make them out of asbestos. It's easy.
Well, it is called asbestos, not asbestos, so maybe we should. When did we find out that lead was bad for us? Because I imagine that all of this stuff was done before we knew that lead was terrible. Because there was like lead-based paint.
For me, it was Alice in Wonderland. Did you know that's why oh no, that's not lead actually, though. That's Quicksilver. Yeah, it's mercury.
Which is also bad. That's also an element that is not found in any biological process. That just happens to be worse than lead.
If it was so bad, why did they make it so cool? If bad, why not bad shaped, you know?
It does have the coolest name. Quicksilver is a really cool name for something. But also, coolness shouldn't factor in. For anyone that's unconvinced about lead and its dangers, my God, there were people saying like, I've been a firearm instructor for 20 years or something. And I'm like, get a blood test. Get tested. Like, it's a simple blood test to see how much lead is in your body. Yes, there is a chelation therapy that can get the lead out of your body, and yes, it can cause permanent damage, but it's kind of an insidious thing where it causes neurological damage over a long period of time. It's like a frog in a pot of boiling water. You won't notice it until it's suddenly a big problem. So keeping track of that stuff and using lead-free primers, I feel, is a perfectly valid thing to want, and stop drinking that. There's probably lead in it.
I have to finish it. I open it. I have to drink it. I don't care how unpleasant it is. It's going to get drank.
I got you. Anyway. Oh, one more thing for all the manly men who are like, I want my lead. It tanks Your reproductive functions, your testosterone plummets from high lead exposure. And then when you shoot and you don't properly clean your hands, because someone said lead wipes, I actually already bought lead wipes a while ago. But yes, there are lead-specific wipes.
Don't use wipes made of lead.
Oh, no!
You know, I heard those are flushable because the pipes are lead. So the wipes go in the pipes just fine.
It sharpens them.
I love self-sharpening wipes. Anyway, all right, that's all I'll say about that.
Hey, if we're airing subreddit grievances, I have one.
Oh, all right, interesting.
Apparently, I and or we said that sharks are not fish, and apparently, sharks are fish. And this is literally one person, and I actually responded to their comment, and I feel like I got through to them, but also just to be clear, we don't know anything about the things that we're talking about, and if you're going to get angry about us saying an incorrect fact about sharks, you should probably be careful what other episodes you listen to, because I cannot imagine the type of factual inaccuracy you're going to subject yourself to if you listen to us talk for that many hours of your life. We're not experts or even smart about most of the stuff we talk. We know some things about some of the stuff, but not sharks and not most of the other stuff.
Disclaimer, I have not personally checked every living being in the world for lead in their biological processes. It is totally plausible that there is some bacteria or some tree somewhere that has a very unique structure that does use lead, and we just haven't done a complete breakdown of its like internal biological processes. The data that I saw was of all the creatures that we do know how they work in their biological processes and then conjecture leads to the idea that since lead is toxic and it is bad for traditional biological processes, the life as we know it probably doesn't have lead in all of it. So it's an assumption, but it's a well-formed assumption based on data that has been extrapolated. But also, I'm not a scientist, and I didn't make the data in the first place. But it's pretty well known. There's a lot of studies about it and how bad it is.
All I'm hearing is that Mark lied.
No, I didn't lie. Big lead is going to come after me.
This is just another one of those theories like gravity or relativity.
Relativity?
Yeah, Einstein's thing, right?
Oh, relativity. Yeah, you're right.
Isn't that where you can hover off the ground when you're a magician on the street and revelate?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, does that make you feel better? Do you feel better, Mark?
Yeah. I have nothing else for the episode.
Well. Great episode, boys. Who won?
No. We gotta fill this time. We gotta.
How do you feel about magnesium?
Pretty cool. Take a magnesium supplement.
Does it upset your tummy?
No, not really. You would think that it would, because I take all my vitamins at bedtime all at once. So I take a magnesium supplement, a B vitamin supplement, a whole multivitamin, and then something else. I forget what it is, but it's good for me probably.
Apparently, polonium is the worst element to ingest.
You still taking your cobalium?
Yeah, that's the B vitamins. What's polonium?
Toxic, radioactive.
Discovered by Mary Curie. Where have I heard that name before?
I think she cured a disease. Merrily. Real happy while she did it. I'm sick. Don't worry. Mary Curie.
My favorite holiday. Mary Curie.
My favorite planet. Mercury. Venus. Earth.
Oh, I'm still hungry. Mary Curie, please. Indian restaurant. Curry. Yeah, got it. There you go.
All right, any more?
I'm really trying. That's a tough one. Toughone. Am I allowed to reference other bits where we did a thing repeatedly and to try and chuck that in here?
Absolutely. 100%. There's a headline here. The world's oldest anus has an unexplained glow in Florida.
Is the rest of it still alive or just the anus?
Yeah, is this a sentient anus?
I have no idea. I'll read the article if you want me to. In 2017, it was 2017 and he was running. I thought it was 2017 and he was running kayaking tours in Cape Canaveral, Florida, taking people to see bioluminescence, a phenomenon in which some creatures emit light. In late October that year, 2 buses full of geneticists pulled up to the shore to join his tour. 2 buses full of geneticists?
All of the geneticists in Florida.
Anyway, having come from Europe for a genetics conference in Orlando. That makes a lot more sense. I should read these.
Man, if only you read the whole sentence before you decided what it meant. The Earth will be destroyed? What the fuck? In the event that an asteroid larger than Texas ever struck it. Oh. They should put that first.
I'm literally the people listening to the podcast and they hear 22 and they're like, that won't kill nobody. Oh no, someone warn him. Anyway, they rode an hour and a half to Cocoa Beach and were clearly excited. Quote, are we going to see the comb jellies? They kept asking. We really want to see the comb jellies. That's an actual quote. Comb jellies are some of the creatures that can emit bioluminescence, particularly when agitated in water splashed by paddles or even hands. So if you see in the video where people are paddling and swimming and it suddenly glows blue, that's there. But other organisms here glow in the same manner, so Brandau was curious why 2 busloads of scientists were so thrilled about them. Turns out geneticists study these organisms because they are among the oldest living beings on Earth and thus carry some of the oldest genes on Earth. Comb jellies have been around for 600 to 700 million years. But about a year prior, the creatures made a splash in the scientific world for an entirely different reason. Their unexpected pooping process.
Well, they look like little condoms for like little stubby dicks. They've even got the little tip to hold the semen.
How are you? What?
I just searched comb jellies in one of the images.
How'd you spell comb?
C-O-M-B.
Okay, good. I was worried.
And I spelled jelly F-R-T. You know, you use 2 knives to scoop it out. Jelly.
So about the poop.
Poop. Sure.
The transparent oblong jellies shocked scientists with their number 2 tricks in 2016 when evolutionary biologist William Brown showed videos of them defecating at a conference.
Tricks are for kids.
Until then, scientists believed that comb jellies ate and excreted through the same opening, similar to other simple organisms. But Brown's videos showed that they had a mouth in addition to an anus.
Big news in the animal world.
It was such a big deal, it merited publication in the journal Science, which stated, quote, the butthole is one of the finest innovations in the past 540 million years of animal evolution because it made eating more efficient and more hygienic.
I don't like whoever wrote that, and I don't want to meet them.
They know what they did.
I really wish I was the driver of this bus of geneticists as they're talking excitedly about this. And I get why this is a big deal, I think, because this is one of the oldest creatures. So it's like, oh, buttholes evolved, probably. I haven't read the rest of it, but buttholes evolved, much earlier than we thought. That's great. Interesting, I think.
Do you think there's an anus museum where you just walk around and you see a whole bunch of different like images of animals like taking shits and you can compare their anuses? Like, oh, interesting. That sphincter has 6 distinct ridges.
No, I don't think there is.
Is there a butthole museum? Subreddit?
Defend him.
Defend him.
I'll finish this article up. This finding propelled the creature to evolutionary stardom and brought 2 busloads of geneticists to Brandau's tour. Quote, developing an asshole makes comb jellies score high on the evolutionary race, he said affectionately, adding that having an excreting orifice may have also allowed them to spend more time eating. Quote, and they are voracious eaters too. They literally eat nonstop, anything they can find, including other comb jellies.
God damn.
There you go. This article goes a long while, but it's from Atlas Obscura, written by Lena Zeldovic, published January 28th, 2025.
I feel like calling it the oldest anus is a little bit of a mislead. They're not that old. It's a species that's had anuses for who knows how long. 10,000s, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of years.
No. Comb jellies live up to 3 years.
My anus is older than that.
That's weird to think about. Our anuses are older than any living comb jellies known to man. Maybe these geneticists want to come up to our butts.
Is that an invite? Because this goes out publicly. Would be careful with that.
I feel, I don't know if I want to make the claim that I feel like a lot of buttholes look the same. If someone's like, wait, that's gotta be Wade's butthole. Bald?
Yeah, buttholes are like fingerprints, I think.
I don't want to think about it.
They have those little like ridges and lines.
Go to the police station, you ink it up, squat down onto the butthole pad.
I don't know, imagine like the security where it's like instead of putting your hand against it, you have to put your butthole up against the wall. Little thing that juts out, it's like, welcome, Wade.
It's a prank for the new guys. They're always like, all right, now just put your hand on the scanner and it'll open the door. He put his hand on the butthole plate. I got him.
If you really want to be mean, you tell them it's a retinal scanner, then they get pink eye.
Why is it so low?
You're really tall for this job.
Yeah, you can lean down, you can't lean up. It's, you know. Anyway, I'm sorry that this is where this episode has devolved to. I feel responsible for not having an
Hey, you know what?
idea.
Our 15th bullet episode, I figured had to devolve into buttholes eventually.
This is not a bullet episode. That's not what this is.
We had an entire intro for bullets.
No, we had an entire intro for knives. Oh, wait, no, we were talking about.
All those lead-based knives that we talked about.
Listen, I don't remember the beginning. I barely remember what any of these point designations mean back in forever ago. So that was so long ago. But we got the future to look forward to, and this episode is not over. So lay it on me, guys. Carry me to the finish. Earn some points.
DeepSeek, huh? Well, you guys hear about DeepSeek?
I heard about DeepSeek, yeah.
Yeah, everyone's all up in arms about it.
No. NVIDIA still is a good buy.
I mean, honestly, probably, but even DeepSeek was built on NVIDIA chips.
God damn it. I was trying to give an interesting fact, and it just led me to full fucking circle. I was like, I literally put in my search, and it will never be out of my history. Animals with the most intricate anus. And number one is the fucking comb jelly.
To stardom, rocketed up there.
But they describe it as the warty comb jelly.
The hum?
The warty comb jelly has an anus that appears and disappears, making an animal with an intricate anus.
Is it like, you played peekaboo and it's just like the scientist's like, where'd it go? It's got one. Where'd it go? I don't know.
Future soldier camouflage is based on the comb jelly's anus.
Man, how innovative is this anus?
The giant California sea cucumber also has an intricate anus. It can breathe and eat through it.
That's not that weird. Lots of things do that.
The bombardier beetle can shoot a boiling mix of chemicals out of its anus. The marine worm Remycilus multicudata has a body divided into dozens of branches, each ending in a butt.
So it's got many butts? It's got a multi-butt?
I guess so, yeah. If you have a butthole, do you automatically have butt cheeks?
I don't think so.
Yeah, not necessarily, I guess.
There's probably some people out there with like negative butt, So I don't think that qualifies as having cheeks.
Every interesting butthole article I can find all goes back to the jelly. I don't like that sentence. The comb jelly.
Oh, I do have an anecdote. This is actually something happened today, the other day. I think just yesterday. I have my truck now, right?
Get some truck nuts?
No, I didn't. Not yet. Okay. I'll earn those soon. You know how Amy does this thing where every time she sees a Cybertruck, she just goes and hope they look, right? So that happened yesterday. A Cybertruck pulled up on like an on-ramp to go up into the highway thing.
On-ramp, highway driving, yes,
yeah, okay.
cars.
All right, we're on the same page here. I look over him and I give him one of these, and then he guns it. Like he guns it off the line because, I don't know, he was trying to show off or something. He guns it. His tailgate falls down as he's gunning it, and I just see it because he like zooms past me. It goes flomp, and he has to pull over off of the side of the highway, and I drive right past him. It was so great. I forgot. Oh, I loved it so much.
Did Amy hit him with the casual thumbs down as you drove past him again?
No, I didn't do that. That would have been great, but oh man.
You gotta give him the gladiator where you give him this one at first. You're like, huh? Oh.
Oh, it was so great. I love that moment for her.
I'm too afraid to taunt drivers in Ohio. They buy real bullets here. California, you have all those avocado bullets and those like gluten-free bullets. Here, it's all pure grease and man.
And man?
Bullets made of man.
Oh, all right. I wonder if a bone bullet would work.
Once, maybe.
It probably wouldn't survive. It would need a jacket, but like probably it would. You could make that happen. Maybe.
Oh, like a little tiny coat.
Yeah, keep it warm and or cold.
Full cotton jacket.
Well, that's called a wad, but yeah.
He's right, it is.
I believe anything you all say.
Anyway, all right, help.
I found a new scam that we can all run. Baby born in Krispy Kreme parking lot during snowstorm in Alabama receives free donuts for a year. But get this, babies can't eat donuts. Not newborns anyway. So I think what's going to happen is the parents are going to bring the baby in with the donut card, and then the parents are going to get free donuts free. So if you're looking for a way to save on Krispy Kremes, yeah.
Not that I know of, but I don't think the three of us can give birth.
I thought that was a whole bit we did in a previous episode about that.
Us giving birth?
Didn't you say that Wade and I were having a baby and I was the father or something? It was a whole...
Oh, right. That's because my audience was weird.
Sure. Blame them.
Your audience has one common denominator.
What's that?
6.
We got 10 more minutes to fill.
God, I love yes endings.
7.
Ooh, no butt. You know, it does have butt. A warty comb jellyfish.
You all right?
Jellyfish. Get a diabetes testing kit in your jellyfish.
Guys, I failed you. I spent all my resources making that beautiful
You could
level.
play the intro again. I'll take my headphones
Hold
off.
on. Yeah, so please give us
Wait,
a countdown.
I tried to lower the volume a bit.
It was a little quieter, which is still pretty loud.
It's like the pop.
Yeah, that was fine.
Doesn't something smell a little off to you? Hey, do you smell something?
Well, that's a weird smell. I don't know what it is.
Have you ever felt a chill run up your spine?
Well, it was like something tapped me on the shoulder, but when I turned around...
Get ready to forget everything you know about everything.
Guys, I'm still smelling something weird. A whole city of people just turning round and round endlessly. All right, if someone doesn't say they're smelling what I'm smelling, I swear I'm...
Oh my god. What happened to the moon?
You expect me to believe we're surrounded by gases that we cannot see? I know what clouds look like. Those aren't clouds!
Welcome to the show that was formerly known as Don't Look Up, but we were sued by some dumbass in a movie studio. This is It's in the Air. Viewer discretion is advised.
I wish I had another follow-up bit after that, but I don't. I know I haven't done one of those in a while, and I'm pretty happy with it, but God, I wish I had taken like 30 minutes last night to actually do anything related to preparing for an episode.
Listen, you focused on the thing that you cared the most about, and I respect it.
I have a fun fact for you. One pair of rats can produce 15,000 descendants a year.
Damn.
That's a lot of rats.
It's a lot of sex. Unless they have 5,000 babies per sex, then it's only 3 sex.
I don't think so.
They might. I don't know how that works.
You don't know how sex works?
Not rat sex. I'm familiar with one kind.
I'm pretty sure it's the same idea, generally. Stork comes in.
You have sex with the stork, baby?
Yep. Every species on this planet.
It's just crucial. It's crucial that you avoid the butthole.
Well, with a stork, it's a cloaca, actually, so it's the same thing. Probably.
I hope its clo feels better. I hate that it's achid.
I don't know how to spell cloaca. Spell cloaca.
Give it some clo-sootha.
All right. Anyway, Bob, what do you got?
Well, actually, this headline sucks, but the story is interesting. Robbery foiled by location choice. So this is a classic, like Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace robbery. Someone found an item they wanted online on one of these sort of marketplaces and was like, they arranged a meetup. The person who was going to buy the item was just planning on snatching it and getting the hell out of there. And so they agreed on a place to meet for safety, for the seller's safety. Didn't help. Robber was too smart. What location do you think this transaction took place? What's the safest place that you could do a Craigslist deal?
Probably wasn't a police station. Truck stop bathroom.
Closed Ponderosa.
Not out of business, just closed. That chain will live on.
Mark's not guess was correct. They agreed to meet inside a police station. The buyer showed up. The seller was there. The seller took the thing out and was like, look, give me the money. And the buyer was like, nope, and snatched it and ran away. And the officers are still looking for the suspect.
Oh, fuck.
This one, there's not anything for you guys to guess. I just really like this headline. National Plumbing Championship drama. Wisconsin plumber Tim Quick clinched a spot in Florida's Plumbing National Championship competing in pipe threading and drain clearing events. No word on whether he wore his tool belt to the after party. Well, that's just a not very funny joke. Anyway, did you guys know that there were plumbing national championships? And would you watch that if it was on ESPN?
I did know that there are electrician national championships with like electrical pole work. I know that there's like lumberjack championships. I know there's a firefighter championships. A lot of this we covered on Hit Podcast Go, my favorite sports team. But yeah, I did not know about the plumber one. Who provides the poop?
I think it's simulated poop.
Cool.
They get a bunch of jellyfish.
Go on.
They put them in a toilet. The jellyfish poop, and that's it. I don't want to watch. I would not watch. I've seen enough plumbing in my life. I don't need to see more.
I think it's probably just like they clog the pipe with like some. It's probably relatively standard. Like it's some set amount of paper towels or something, but
Lead-based poop.
not in California. That's why it's in Florida. They're still allowed to use lead-based poop there.
What you do is you beat the lead with your own lead. You eat enough lead that it shocks the lead in the pipes. Only lead can stop lead.
That's the worst Smokey the Bear I've ever. Only lead can stop lead.
You know, Letty the bear.
Missing fur patches.
Instead of a shell, it's just a giant gun, like a 50 cal. Only you.
Scarred, missing fur patches, slightly glows in the dark.
Anyone else?
No. I don't know why that was so aggressive. It just came out that way.
All right, okay, we're ending it there. I would like to formally apologize to everyone for my unpreparedness. I had all the time in the world. I have no excuse, and I spent it all on eBay. I didn't actually buy anything on eBay, but last night I was just looking on eBay for like hours. I don't know what was wrong with me. I was like in a trance. Bought nothing, did nothing, wasted 3 hours straight. It was great. I wouldn't spend it any other way.
Been there. I love that.
Then I woke up this morning with plenty of time, so much time, went to sharpening knives. That's what I did in the morning.
Well, that's not all you did. You also came up with that.
Yes, that's true. So I woke up at 6:30, and then I sharpened a knife that I didn't sharpen last night. And then I was like, I got to feed the dogs. And I have an hour. A whole hour? Oh, I'll make one of those things, and I'll come up with a great episode. Yay. And then, anyway. Points! Wade, you were depressed by snow. You antagonized me, which lost you a point. You got a point back for Dick Hardener. Leadfoot. O-life? Zero life. Zero life lead. Zero lead life.
O-life.
Cured a disease. Rats. 15,000 descendants. Cloaca. And Letty the bear. Which I think I said, but I wrote it down for you because you kind of brought it up. Bob, you're never going to kill someone with that. You got the Segway point. 0 mammals. Mary Curry, please. In the Indian restaurant. Butthole fingerprints. A new scam. And then the perfect crime. Stealing from someone in a police station. They can't do a thing about it, apparently.
How many points did he lose for antagonizing?
None. He didn't antagonize
I didn't
him.
antagonize him. I'm a good person.
So that gives Bob 7.
I choose to give all my antagonizing points to me. I'm too selfish.
You did that on purpose.
Yeah, you can tell by the fact that he wrote it down.
The fact that he wrote it down.
The fact that he wrote it down, you can tell.
Ian's coming up the house.
This is fair, I think, for my unpreparedness. What's the number?
Oh, wouldn't you like to know?
Yes, I would.
Yeah. I bet you'd enjoy that.
It was 10 last time. I think we're up to 12 now. Yeah.
Someone in the subreddit was saying they thought it was higher, but yeah, it should be 12 now based on my
It
math.
probably should be higher, but we don't keep track of things.
Do you want me to just? I have the one that I had before. Do you want me to just do it?
Oh, sure. Yeah, that way I'm not biased or anything.
There you go. You could see the percentages over here.
Why does one man show have to be green? I don't like that. It should be.
What color would you like?
I don't know. Green's fine, I guess. No, that doesn't look right.
Well, Mark has to be red. Oh wait, no, Mark. No, wait. Wade.
Wait, I was gonna say I have no chance of winning. What?
Wait, it's the winner is either me or Mark. Wade can't win.
I didn't even think about it. I was like, yeah, okay.
Oh, nobody look at how badly I'm typing. All right.
You just really don't want me on this wheel.
Oh, look at that. Look at those colors. I don't like that very much. What about that? Oh, that's worse. Oh, it's worse. I don't like any of it. It's just going to be white. That's fine. That's fine, right?
That looks like a clown horn.
You ready, Mark?
Yep.
Woohoo! Uh-oh.
There's applause! Yay! Man, what are the chances of that?
I would say 12%.
That means it resets now, too, right?
Yeah. Oh, it's the thing Mark's wanted to happen for a year now.
I just wanted to make a funny intro that I used to do a long time ago. I was like, oh, this will be good. Everyone will be so happy that I made one of these again.
Oh, they're gonna be happy, all right.
I spent,
Does that mean we're off next week, Bob? It's just Mark?
Well, we have to write a one-man show for Mark, which presents its own interesting dilemmas. But is it like a full hour-long episode? We didn't really talk about the details of this.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't think I would have to do it.
Good thing we're ready for that since we have to record another one right now.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of, because I'm like, oh, we'll just skip it. But no one knows who's going to host next time now.
We didn't think of a way to resolve that either. We just have the one-man show in as a bit.
No, well, okay, so I have to do a one-man show, but you guys need time to write it. That should be next week when we record next, but we need to figure out who's going to host next episode.
Well, I was going to say, what if we did another Council of Distract? Now that this has happened, what if we do another Council episode? We've got the one-man show, then we do a Council episode, and then...
It is about time, yeah. It is. Didn't we do it like...
We did the boat episode in August? The summer, I want to say?
But we did Council earlier in the year. We did the February 19th, so when this comes out, it would be very close to that.
Yeah, that's about the right time.
All right, we'll do a Council.
We can look up the official Distractible Constitution document by finding someone on the subreddit who wrote it down for us, because we didn't. And then we could just have sort of a review session and prepare ourselves to enjoy Mark's one-man show.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. You know, when we read the Constitution, it'll probably be a surprise. We'll be like, oh yeah, whoa,
100%, yeah.
All right, so it's decreed. Next episode is the second semi-annual... Biannual Council of Distractible. Biennial? What's one annual? Annual.
Monogamal.
Annual. Just annual, yeah. Just single annual.
We will vote what the name is in the council.
That's the first order of business.
Yeah.
name the meeting that we're having.
All right, cool. All right. Well, anyway, thank you everyone for listening to this.
Do you want to give a one-man speech?
It should be like a warm-up.
Since there's no winner or loser speech.
Time management is such a valuable skill. It's never too late to learn how to manage your time correctly. Thank you for listening and or watching. Thank you, Bob and Wade, for participating in this. And I appreciate all of you. And I look forward to giving my second ever one-man show in my life. I've done quite a few, more than the average person, apparently. Follow the podcast for more. It'll be a new season very soon, and I don't know what that means for us, but we will determine it in the council. Podcast out.